also going to be talking to you today about the rule of thirds. Rule of thirds is the process of composing visual images. It is done by dividing the image into 9 equal parts with 2 horizontal and 2 vertical lines. And at these intersections are PowerPoints where the subject should be placed in an image. You can see in this picture that the subject's like directly in the middle, and it's kind of boring and you don't know what to focus on. Well, you know how to focus on the subject, but it doesn't create any attention, or it's not very visually appealing. And so in this picture, the subject is changed, and it's located on in a PowerPoint, and it goes along the edge, so it creates more of a focus to the image, and your eye travels to that, and it's more appealing. And I really enjoy photography, so I wanted to focus on the photography aspect of the rule of thirds. And nowadays, modern technology comes with the grid placed on phones and cameras, so it's easily done by anyone. It's not just a technique that you need to know and have to be always used. So in this, the rule of thirds can create a central focus for your image. It can make something very ordinary stand out and become unique, as seen in the flag, because you see flags every day, but not in this view. It can also be used in portraits. In portraits, the subject is supposed to be aligned on one of the lines, and so in this, the colors seem to make the person fade back into the image, and you can't remember, but the focal point made her stand out. And this is kind of the same aspect. The colors are very all neutral, but the eyes draw you to that point and makes the monkey stand out from the background, even though all the colors are neutral and grays and blacks. The eyes draw you in because they're so directly on that point. Rule of thirds can also create movement within an image. With her face focused on this PowerPoint, you directly look at her face, and then causes a diagonal to go down to the bottom of the image because you want to know more and you want to know what she's looking at. And another movement it can create is a swish movement. In this, the main emphasis is the head of the statue, so you look directly to the eye because it's located on the PowerPoint. But then your eye travels down to the next PowerPoint and up through the hands, so causing a swish. It makes your eye travel around the whole image instead of just focusing on one thing. And this is another example of making something ordinary and boring unique, because flowers are so overdone and you see them every day, but using the rule of thirds, you can focus on one aspect and make it more visually appealing, rather as if it was directly in the center. This creates unfocused to focus with the diagonal motion. Your eye directly goes to the person's eye, and then even though it's unfocused, and then travels down to the hand where it's more focused and creates a good composition. It also can create depth. In this also is more focused in here. The duck, but then your eye travels to the background to see what's blurry, creating a diagonal up and making your eye move around the page. This also creates a circular motion. You can create every subject is located kind of on a PowerPoint, so your eye travels up in the top first and down, and then around to the lamppost. And this also shows your subject doesn't have to specifically lay just on a PowerPoint. It can be near to apply to the rule. And in this, the strong diagonals, creating your eye moving from the head down to her legs, it creates strong tension and emphasis. In this one, at first you don't really think this is applies to the rule of thirds because the cockroach is very crisp and clear, and your eye goes directly to that, but then you move down and realize the reflection, and that creates a symmetry over the line, which makes it more visually appealing, rather as if it was directly in the center. And those are the sight sectors.
Yeah, that little slider will bring them back. There we go.
Any questions? Lucy?
With your first two slides, or your slides 3 and 4, I guess. I really liked how you put the person in the middle to show us how bland a picture can be, and then offsetting it so you can get the contrast between how you can make a picture better from just blatantly putting it in the middle.
Thank you. Jenna?
I really like that you use the fisheye. It's different, but I don't know.
Yeah, it still works. Well, I mean, obviously your eye's going to go towards it because it's a circular and it's going to move in a circular manner, but I liked how each point was really strong and had a emphasis on each one. Friend?
Do you use like all your work?
Yeah, everything's mine. And then, well, I guess the first two examples my sister took, but it's me.
Mm-hmm. Where did you do the monkey? Was it at a zoo or was
Yeah,
it some?
I was at the animal zoo. These are all work I did in high school. I wanted to, because I really don't think of the rule of thirds and techniques when I shoot. I just shoot. I don't know. I kind of have an eye for it, and so I wanted to look back on my work and see how I could apply this rule to previous works that I've done and see what makes a composition more visually appealing.
And it's hard to find something that's just going to be purely focused on that because, like in your reflection side with the cockroach, for example, which was excellent, you're really relying on the principle of symmetry, etc.
Mm-hmm. William?
What camera and lenses were you using for the macro shot on the cockroach?
That was really weird. I don't know. I have a Rebel and I have the zoom lens and just the regular lens. I don't really remember what one I was taking, but it turned out to be such a good, like it wasn't any special lens, it was just ordinary, and I got really close because it was dead, and it's just something you don't see every day, so I wanted to take a picture.
It's a great photo. It's a great photo. I just think that you know using your own photos has been very, very effective here. It also makes it easier because it is your own work and you've studied your own work. It's easier to move without having to look at cards and that sort of stuff. Not that you really have to know what you put there and what's coming up, etc. You didn't mention it, but one of the things for those of you who don't take pictures or don't take them well is to understand these principles and how they can affect things that you want to crop. Because you can take some of your not very good pictures and bring them, make them more interesting, at least with the proper cropping. Now that we're in a world of digital photography, it doesn't make life hopeless for everybody who buys a camera, which it used to be pretty hopeless years ago.
Yeah, I think that's why I think it's so good that the cameras nowadays come with the grids automatically on it, so you don't have to be an expert
Yeah.
to know the concept and just take a good picture.
Good job. Any other questions and comments on it? Okay.